Step 45. How to stay strong and healthy through winter after 60. Winter is harder on the aging body than most people realize. Cold temperatures, reduced sunlight, less outdoor activity, different eating patterns, and seasonal respiratory viruses create a convergence of health stressors that disproportionately affect older adults. The statistics are stark. Mortality rates for adults over 65 are 15 to 20% higher in winter than in summer. Cardiovascular events increase. Cold exposure causes blood vessels to constrict and blood to thicken. Falls on ice and frost cause serious fractures. Respiratory infections send more older adults to hospital in winter than in any other season. And seasonal drops in vitamin D, physical activity, and social connection quietly erode health through the colder months. None of this is inevitable. With specific, deliberate strategies, older adults can maintain and even improve their health through winter. Today we're covering how. Vitamin D is produced in the skin from UVB radiation in sunlight. In winter, particularly at latitudes above 35 degrees north, which includes most of the US, all of the UK, Europe, and Canada, the angle of the sun is too low for adequate UVB to reach the ground for months at a time. The result is that vitamin D levels in most older adults fall significantly through winter, reaching their annual nadir in February and March. Given that over 40% of older adults are already deficient in summer, the winter drop pushes a large proportion of seniors into significant deficiency. Vitamin D deficiency in winter contributes to increased susceptibility to respiratory infections, including influenza, suppressed immune function, increased depression and seasonal low mood, muscle weakness and fall risk, and worsening of inflammatory conditions. The practical response is simple: supplement with vitamin D3 through autumn and winter. 1,000 to 2,000 IU daily is a safe, effective maintenance dose for most older adults. Those with confirmed deficiency may need higher doses as directed by a doctor. Winter immune resilience is built before illness strikes, not scrambled for when symptoms appear. Sleep is the most powerful immune regulator available. Adults sleeping less than 6 hours per night are 4 times more likely to develop a cold after viral exposure than those sleeping 7 or more hours. Prioritizing sleep from October onward is a direct immune investment. Zinc is critical for immune cell function and has evidence for reducing the duration and severity of respiratory infections when taken at the onset of symptoms. Food sources include oysters, beef, pumpkin seeds, and chickpeas. Supplemental zinc at 15 to 30 milligrams daily is appropriate for seniors. Vitamin C supports multiple immune functions and reduces the duration of colds. Found abundantly in bell peppers, citrus, kiwifruit, and broccoli. In older adults who exercise regularly, vitamin C supplementation has modest evidence for cold prevention. Vaccination. Influenza vaccination is the single most evidence-based winter health intervention for older adults, reducing serious illness, hospitalization, and mortality. COVID and pneumococcal vaccination should also be current. Hand hygiene. Consistent hand washing before eating and after being in public spaces remains one of the most effective infection prevention measures available. Physical activity drops significantly for most people in winter, and this accelerates muscle loss, cardiovascular deconditioning, joint stiffness, weight gain, and depression. Indoor exercise. Home exercise requires no equipment and no weather cooperation. Chair exercises, resistance bands, yoga videos, and walking in place maintain fitness through the worst winter days. Even 20 minutes daily preserves the gains built during more active months. Cold weather walking. With appropriate layering, thermal base layer, wind-resistant mid-layer, and a waterproof outer layer, walking in cold weather is not only safe for most healthy older adults, it is invigorating. Cold air exercising actually burns more calories and stimulates metabolism. Ice and frost are the real hazard, check conditions, and use grip attachments for icy pavements. Indoor swimming. Heated indoor pools maintain aerobic fitness, are gentle on joints, and continue providing the cardiovascular benefits of water-based exercise through winter. Cold exposure is a significant cardiovascular stress. Cold causes blood vessels to constrict, raising blood pressure. Blood viscosity increases. The risk of blood clot formation rises. The extra muscular effort of moving in cold and wearing heavy clothing increases the cardiac demand of ordinary activities. For seniors with cardiovascular conditions, these effects are clinically significant. Practical precautions. Dress warmly with particular attention to extremities. Cold hands and feet are a sign of peripheral vasoconstriction. Warm up before any strenuous outdoor activity. Avoid sudden vigorous exertion such as heavy snow shoveling, a well-documented trigger for heart attacks in older adults. If shoveling is unavoidable, take frequent breaks, avoid bending forward, and push rather than lift snow. Seasonal affective disorder, SAD, and subclinical winter low mood affect a significant proportion of adults over 60. Reduced sunlight exposure suppresses serotonin production and disrupts circadian rhythms. Social isolation often increases in winter as outdoor activities and casual social contact decrease. Light therapy. Using a 10-000 lux SAD lamp for 20 to 30 minutes each morning is as effective as antidepressant medication for seasonal depression in multiple clinical trials and has no significant side effects. Maintaining social connection through winter, phone calls, video calls, regular meetups, clubs, classes, volunteer activities is a direct mental health intervention. Purposeful indoor activities that provide engagement, learning, creativity, and meaning counterbalance the social contraction of winter months. Winter does not have to be the season of decline. With deliberate attention to vitamin D, immunity, activity, cardiovascular protection, and mood, it can simply be another season. Different in texture, but not significantly different in health. Supplement vitamin D. Vaccinate, stay active indoors, dress for the cold, maintain connection, and know that every healthy winter you navigate well is another year of strong foundations for everything that follows. See you in the next video.